Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
An early morning discovery now stretching into an afternoon murder mystery. San Antonio police investigating a dead body found this morning just west of downtown.
Jonathan Cotto spoke with investigators on scene who are working to determine not only who the person was, but also their gender.
San Antonio police arrived to the 500 block of El Paso Street in South Frio just minutes after 7 a.m. after a caller alerted them of a possible dead body found lying outside what appears to be an abandoned building.
When officers arrived on scene, they did confirm that that individual was in fact deceased. There was full body trauma to the individual.
Police say it's unclear how the person died and are still working to determine their identity.
At this time, we don't know any specifics about this individual. It does appear to be a Hispanic individual.
CSI and Homicide making the scene. This case is under investigation. We'll update you as more information is made available. Reporting west of downtown, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
New at noon, a man wanted for murder 2 months ago now facing justice. Seguin police say that they were able to track him down. 38-year-old Norman Trey Powell arrested yesterday, now charged with murder. It stems from an incident back on July 2nd. Seguin police say Powell got into an argument with a 50-year-old man named Gregory Roundtree. That argument escalated. At the scene, police found the 50-year-old Roundtree with a gunshot wound but still alive. He was taken to the hospital, but he later died. Powell now being held in the Guadalupe County Jail on $500,000 bond.
San Antonio fire investigators still don't know how a fire started overnight, but they do know the damage it caused. They say the flames, smoke, and water got to all but just one apartment in a building on the city's north side. 15 people now looking for a new home. Katrina Weber spoke to one man who saw how close they came to the danger.
It almost seemed like a bad dream, but Chris Sanchez actually had just woken up to this apartment fire he captured on cell phone video.
I was just laying down and all of a sudden I heard an explosion. At first I thought it was a gunshot.
Before he knew it, he says he saw an orange glow starting to swallow up the building across from his at the Mediterranean Villas.
It was bad. Yeah, I mean, like you could literally see like open flames in that whole room right there.
Like his neighbors in that building, Sanchez ran outside just in time to see San Antonio firefighters rushing in. They had been called to this apartment complex near Jackson, Keller, and West Avenue shortly before midnight. He says they were able to focus right in on the fire because the people here already had taken care of themselves.
There was other people like trying to alert other people in the building too to try to get them to evacuate.
15 people in all got out safely, but one pet, a cat that belonged to the family in the second floor apartment where the fire started, did not survive. The woman who lives in that apartment told me she may have her nose to thank for saving her life. She says her smoke detectors didn't work, and it was the smell of smoke that woke her up. Others say the beeping of their smoke detectors got them out of bed. It's unclear, though, where any of them will go from here. Although the American Red Cross showed up to help them for now, firefighters say because of the damage, it will be some time before anyone can live in these apartments again. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
I know it doesn't look like there's much going on here in San Antonio. Very quiet, a few clouds, but there's the potential, and stuff is already popping up north, right?
Yeah, we've got some development just north of San Antonio. That energy is going to work south throughout the day, so I think we'll see some more storms on the radar during the afternoon hours. So let's get right to it and show you where those little pop-ups are right now. Nothing that is that just jumps off the page, but some downpours trying to get going in parts of Blanco County and across parts of Kendall County as well. And we also noticed some lightning strikes up around the Austin area, around Rock. So that energy, again, will be working in our direction a little bit later. Let's zoom in on some of this activity that we see here in Kendall County. We'll zoom in a little bit closer. And you can see they've just popped up there just to the west of Canyon Lake, right along 281. Is where we're seeing a good downpour, and then right around Candelia as well. And you go north into Blanco County, just south of Highway 290 there, starting to see some showers and storms pop up. And all of this action is moving north to south. And so I think, again, as we get later into the afternoon, we could see some development here around San Antonio. This is all ground clutter, by the way. No rain yet. In fact, we're still seeing mostly sunny skies here in town. I should also mention, too, we could see a couple strong storms mixed in there, so that's something we'll be watching very closely today. I don't expect widespread severe weather, but a strong storm with gusty winds, maybe a little bit of hail, can't be ruled out. And you can see this cluster of clouds here along I-35. that is those clouds really starting to build as that energy surges in from the north. So our KSAT 12-hour forecast, 94 by 3 p.m., 30% chance of showers and storms. And we leave that 30% chance in there through about 6, 7 o'clock before everything will die down with the loss of daytime heating. It'll still be hot today and somewhat humid, although humidity levels are trying to come down a little bit. By tonight, we're in the 70s, and we'll wake up to 70s tomorrow morning. After today, rain chances generally go away. We'll take a look at the 7-day forecast and have another radar update for you here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. The Komala Independent School District now investigating claims that Canyon High School students threw out racial comments during a volleyball game on Friday night. The district calling the allegations highly inappropriate and demeaning racial comments. Now, the Hayes Hawk volleyball team is responding. On Facebook, the team posted in part, "Last Friday was not just an instance of kids being kids. It's an example of blatant racism, and anyone who sits by or sat by and allows it to happen is equally as responsible as the students that use the inappropriate language to begin with. United together, Hayes Hawk volleyball," unquote. CISD acting superintendent has said that those responsible will be disciplined to the fullest extent possible. In San Antonio, the East Central ISD expected to double in students in 2030, so they're trying to prepare, and they will be depending on the passage of a $240 million bond in the November election. Max Massey spoke with the East Central ISD superintendent and explains what's in that bond and what it means for taxpayers.
Lots of opportunity, lots of growth, lots of change, lots of diversity, lots of excitement.
Roland Toscano is not only the superintendent for schools for East Central ISD, but he's also a graduate of East Central High School. Toscano has seen the district grow over the years, and he's preparing for the future growth.
In addition to that, we want to make sure that we upgrade safety and security measures across all of our schools, as well as ensure comparability of our facilities, our age facilities. We want to make sure as we build new facilities that we don't leave those behind.
If voters pass the bond in November, the $240 million will be used for a number of initiatives, building new schools, creating a CTE multi-purpose facility and shop. This is an effort to help students on more career paths. The money would also be used to make big upgrades to existing facilities.
We've got to make some dramatic investments in academic support, and acceleration, resourcing for our teachers, staffing to support the expanded needs of our students.
If the bond is approved by voters in the November 8th election, the estimated tax impact would be about 6 cents per $100,000 of property value, or about $5 to $6 a month. The tax increase would not be felt until 2024 and wouldn't be felt at all if you have the applied over 65 homestead exemption. As for Toscano in the district, the future is bright.
You know, we're excited about what's to come, and we're excited to serve this community in the future.
If you have any questions about the bond or the election, we have all those answers right now. Just head to KSAT.com. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
We are just a few hours away from Latin artist Bad Bunny hitting the stage at the Alamo Dome. The highly anticipated show had fans lining up for hours yesterday just to buy merchandise. Folks will be flocking to the area today. Officials expecting more than 54,000 people to attend the show, and that means traffic. So be aware if you're driving through the downtown area later on this afternoon. Bad Bunny fans encouraged to take the bus instead of driving to the show so they can make sure they're there on time. Via is going to have a park and ride site option at the AT&T Center and at Crossroads. The price of the bus tickets, $1.30 each way, with discounted prices for children, seniors, students, and active duty U.S. military. Later on this half hour, the Texans getting ready for their season opener with last year's beatdowns by the Colts on their mind. Larry Ramirez has their look ahead coming up.
There's a part of San Antonio that's soon going to see a lot more trees, but these trees are going to offer more than just shade and fresh air. How they could help address food deserts in our community.
A local project transforming a Southside park into an urban food forest and edible gardens.
But it's also going to be a whole lot more comfortable to visit Padre Park with new trees providing food and shade. Tiffany Huertas with how San Antonio's first Southside food forest is going to help future generations.
We have pecans, figs, mulberries, plums, pears.
Padre Park along the Mission Reach section of the San Antonio Riverwalk is filling up with trees that will provide fresh foods for residents.
In the future, we think we're going to have all sorts of other things. Jujubes, there's going to be moringa, there's going to be a lot of different black walnuts.
Mitch Hagney is co-founder of the Tamactalan Food Forest Project that was initiated by the Food Policy Council of San Antonio.
A single tree can produce 2,000 pounds of food. So if one tree can do that, imagine what over 100 can on a publicly accessible park.
The goal is to transform 4 acres of the park into a food forest. The nonprofits started planting the first trees here in February, and they will begin planting in this section next month.
We are going to have a nopal planting on October 10th for Indigenous Peoples Day. All throughout the rest of the fall and the winter, we're going to have several different plantings.
Nadia Gaona with the city says locals are excited about this project.
We've gotten to work with so many different neighborhood associations, tribal groups, people living in apartment complexes wanting somewhere to grow and to learn about growing.
The city's Office of Innovation gave $25,000 for this project, and several donors have also contributed.
I think for generations to come, it's going to help address food insecurity. It's helping to reconnect people with our cultural traditions, reconnect people with each other, with the land.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Outside with Live Cam. Okay, Justin, we're going to do this again. A little pop quiz for you.
Oh, no.
We're growing a garden. We're growing trees. What do we mostly need on that garden and those trees to grow?
Photosynthesis.
Now she got specific.
She went deep on that one.
Love the science.
I wasn't going that deep.
We do need some rain.
There we go.
Rain.
I thought it was much more complicated. You're asking a meteorologist.
Ursula was listening during science class. The aquifer is down 0.4 of a foot, 636.2. And your pollen count, molds are moderate, bigweed and grass are low. We'll have another radar update for you to look at some of those showers and storms coming up.
So we're hoping for a little afternoon heating, and that'll bring some
rain. See, I didn't go too technical.
Although I appreciated photosynthesis. That works too. It's a correct answer. But yes, we do need some rain, and there is some on the radar now. We're detecting some showers and storms starting to develop north of San Antonio. And you can see some of that in Kendall County, Blanco County, even over into Hayes County. And this activity will slowly be working south today. And I think we'll see a few more showers and storms pop up. Now, as we typically say, not everyone's going to see rain out of this. It'll be isolated. So we're talking 20 to 30%. But if you do get one of these showers or storms, there could be some gusty winds. We could see some lightning strikes associated with it. So let's zoom in a little bit closer. We did have one little shower there west of Canyon Lake. That is already dissipated. But this little cell here around Candelia holding on. No lightning strikes for this. But this is passing just to the west of Candelia and will continue to work south as it does. It just passed over FM 473 there. So in the hill country, yeah, we're seeing a few storms, and you go further north around Blanco, seeing a storm just to the east of you, and then some bigger storms as you get up towards the Austin area, just to the west of Austin. In fact, seeing a nice little storm working in there to the west side of town. Not much here in San Antonio yet. In fact, nothing at all. We're still seeing quite a bit of sun, but as this energy again makes its way into our area this afternoon, we should see some showers and storms blossom. And let's look at the water vapor now, and we can see why. There is a disturbance that's rolling in from the northeast, and that's giving us the lift we need. And then you see these showers and storms beginning to take shape here with the clouds beginning to bubble up, and this is the area we're going to watch. So anything that develops here has the potential to work south into San Antonio later today. There's also that risk for a couple strong storms, as I mentioned. So this area shaded in pink, that is the threat for maybe 1 or 2 severe storms today. It's a very low end risk, but gusty winds and isolated hail would be the main threats if we see anything at all. And that's basically Bernie, Hondo, Pearsall, and points off to the east. So let's look at the forecast here. By the time we get to, say, 2 o'clock, we're seeing some of those showers and storms get a little bit closer. We'll call for a 20% chance. And I'd say between 4, 5, 6 o'clock, that's probably our best window to see some of this shower and storm activity, 30% chance. We'll keep that going through 6 o'clock. And then by the time we get into 8 o'clock, we'll start to bring the chances down a little bit as we lose the daytime heating, and most of that starts to go away. So 93 at 2 p.m., 20% chance of rain, 94 at 3 p.m., 30% chance. And we keep that going through 6 o'clock, 89 at 7 p.m., and then a 20% chance of rain falling off to a 10% chance as we head into tonight. As we go outside for you, we can see some of those clouds trying to build a little bit more as we look at the airport now. Temperature is at 88 degrees. Dew point is at 71. Look at that, feels like number 94. It's pretty sticky outside, and the heat index is going to jump into the 90s in a lot of spots. 91 right now in New Braunfels. It's 88 Gonzales, 88 Bernie Stage, 88 in Castroville. Obviously, it feels hotter than that with that humidity, and we make it all the way up into the mid-90s today. So it's still going to be a hot day here in San Antonio. 91 Fair Oaks Ranch, 93 in New Braunfels, 92 in Seguin. And you look at the extended forecast here. We'll go 95 tomorrow. There is a small chance for a storm east of I-35 tomorrow, but other than that, it turns into a dry forecast. 95 Friday, 95 Saturday. We could go as high as 96 on Sunday. We will see lower humidity levels, I think, during the afternoon hours as we get later into the week, into the weekend. So there's that. So some nice evenings, perhaps, but the heat will be the big story going forward, and that rain basically shuts off after today. We'll keep you posted if anything else pops up here within the next couple of hours, guys.
Thanks, Justin. Like that less humidity thing.
That'd be nice. Hey, you know, in Tom Brady's illustrious 80-year career, he has been known to pick apart a defense or two. Cowboys got to watch that on Sunday.
When they opened last season with the Buccaneers, the Cowboys, at Tampa, I think Tom Brady threw for almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he did throw 2 interceptions. Coming up, the Cowboys getting ready to open this season against Tom Brady and the Bucs, and Tank Lawrence says it's time to let the dogs out. And up in Seattle, rookie Tariq Woolen is listed as a starter. Coach Carroll has a lot of confidence in him. Coming up.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
When the Dallas Cowboys kick off their 2022 season this Sunday night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they'll go up against the greatest quarterback in the history of the game, 7-time Super Bowl champ Tom Brady. With both Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson gone and a reworked offensive line because of the injury to Tyron Smith, the Cowboys will rely heavily on their defense to start the season. So what does DeMarcus Lawrence, who only played in 7 games last season, think of the challenge of going up against the best at his position?
Everybody knows Tom Brady's the GOAT, especially at quarterback, and how precise he is with his offense. Being able to go against him again for another week 1 start of the season, it's a great opportunity for us. Like I said earlier, I feel like we prepared well during training camp, and now it's time to let the dogs loose.
Kick is Sunday night, 7:20 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and the Bucs are favored by 2.5 points. Houston Texans will open the season with the Indianapolis Colts in an AFC South matchup right out of the gate. The Colts dominated the Texans last season, winning both games by a combined score of 62-3. Lovie Smith and the Texans remember those games as if they were yesterday.
Absolutely. We don't run from it at all, John. They dominated us at their place and at home. We do remember that, but talk can't get it done, and a lot of what happened were things we did, all 3 phases. We feel like we corrected a lot of that. That's why we can't wait to see exactly how far we've come since that day.
Houston will host Indy Sunday at noon at NRG Stadium, and the Colts are favored by a touchdown. Seattle Seahawks rookie cornerback Tariq Woolen is listed as the starting right corner on Seattle's depth chart, entering their Monday night showdown with the Denver Broncos. The 5th-round pick out of UTSA had a solid camp, impressing the Seahawks coaching staff. Now, John Boyle, a senior writer for the Seahawks, is reporting that Reek has changed his jersey to number 27. Seattle will host Denver Monday night at 7:15, and Seattle head coach Pete Carroll said Reek is ready to go. UTSA Roadrunners will have to recover quickly from their triple overtime 37-35 loss to the Houston Cougars because they have to face Army on the road Saturday. After being 3.5-point underdogs against the Cougs, the Roadrunners are 2-point favorites against the Black Knights. The preparation started with putting their season opening loss behind them, which is especially tough for wide receiver DeCorian Clark given his recruiting process.
I was committed there, and my scholarship got taken away as soon as Dana Hogerson came in. So it was kind of hard on me, but I committed here, and then supposedly I was getting a scholarship back, but chose not to. So right then, I felt like God gonna lead you where you need to be.
Kickoff on Saturday at West Point is set for 11 in the morning.
That'll be a good man. They need to bounce back.
They do.
I wonder how they're feeling right about now. Maybe they forgot about it.
What is the 24-hour rule, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Just gotta
Moving
get rid
on.
of it. Yep.
A couple of boys worked pretty hard to earn the cash they needed for concert tickets, and boy, did it pay off twice. How they were able to get tickets and go to the show for free.
And fewer side effects than a speedier recovery. Just some of the potential benefits of a robotic surgery available for some cancer patients, but the option may not be suitable for everyone.
New today at 5, if you're tossing and turning and having trouble getting comfy, a mattress topper may be just the thing. 12 on your size. Marilyn Moritz takes a look at the different kinds and when it might be time to just spring for a brand new mattress. It's today at 5 after Entertainment Tonight. We have some new developments in Ukraine, which is expanding its counteroffensive, while Russia is now turning to North Korea for arms, apparently. Ukraine advancing slowly through the Russian lines, trying to recapture villages that it lost to the Russians early on in the conflict. A former U.S. Marine from Texas is running recon missions for the Ukrainians right along the front lines in the south, and he says he's hopeful.
I have very high expectations that the Ukrainian forces will be able to beat back the Russians and restore their territorial integrity.
Meantime, North Korea is apparently moving to sell its Cold War ally, Russia, millions of rockets and artillery shells, many of them from old stockpiles. Russia has called a U.S. intelligence report on the purchasing plan fake, but it's been confirmed by U.S. officials.
We have had a shooting just south of downtown. The PIO for the police department is talking about it right now, so we're going to take that real quick.
To locate the male victim, the Hispanic male victim, he had an apparent gunshot wound. He was transported to a local hospital. We do have several suspects detained. There were witnesses in the area, and we are conducting an investigation at this time. We have several detectives on scene who are actively pursuing the investigation at this time.
What can you tell us about what happened out here?
Just that there was a shooting in progress. Like I said, he had an apparent gunshot wound. He was transported to a local hospital. We're following several different, leads with the investigation. Several persons of interest in custody right now.
Anything you can tell us about what led up to the shooting? Any altercation of any kind or drug deal that you're aware of?
There appears, and again, this is all very preliminary information. Like I said, it is an ongoing investigation. It appears from what we've been told that there may have been some sort of argument that happened prior to the incident occurring.
And when you say several, is that 2, 3 suspects?
I don't have an exact number at this time.
And the condition of the victim, do we know?
What we do know is he was responsive when officers arrived on scene.
Was he shot in the stomach?
I am unaware of exactly where he was.
Maybe 35 years old?
I do not know his exact age. He is a Hispanic male.
Were they like by the bus stop, or was there a bus coming and they got off the bus, or did it all happen just out in the street?
I do not have that information at this time. It was the 600 block of La Jolla. And officers, we still have people canvassing the area, detectives looking.
So you're not
labor, La Jolla or labor?
Oh, sorry, labor.
So you're not sure where the shots were fired because y'all have a big crime scene over here, a lot blocked off.
No, not at this time.
One more question, guys. One more question. So we don't know if the victim was shot and then ran down the street, because I saw him being picked up over there by that clinic.
It came out as a shooting in progress. Officers contacted the victim when they arrived on scene.
Do we know how many shots were fired?
We do not know exactly how many shots were fired.
And was he transferred in critical condition?
Like I said, he was responsive when officers arrived on scene and was able to answer their questions.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to give you a very quick recap, a man was found with a gunshot wound in the 600 block of Labor. That's on the south side of town, a Hispanic man. He was responsive when he was transported to the hospital.
Several suspects detectives are looking for. There's still a lot of questions, but they are looking for some information, and they're interviewing people, and they just found out that it was just a shooting in progress right there. Labor is close to Beretta Street, if you're familiar with that area of town. That's near the Institute of Texan Cultures in that area.
So several people are in custody, several persons of interest, unquote, in custody, and it may have all stemmed just from an argument. We'll obviously have more information on what occurred here next on KSAT 12 News at 5 and on KSAT.com. Meantime, a former top advisor to former President Donald Trump expected to surrender to state prosecutors in New York tomorrow. ABC News reporting that charges against Steve Bannon stem from the federal prosecution over his We Build the Wall fundraising campaign. Bannon was accused in the federal case of defrauding donors and using the money for personal expenses. While Donald Trump pardoned Bannon on his final day in office, it would not apply if the state now hits him with new local charges.
Major wildfires continue burning out of control in California. Thousands of people under evacuation orders as the Fairview fire scorches at least 4,500 acres. 2 people have died and multiple homes have been destroyed, and firefighters are battling more deadly flames further north. The mountain fire burning up more than 11,000 acres. It's only 20% contained. Meanwhile, in San Bernardino, the Radford fire is only 2% contained. Evacuations underway there as well, and folks out west are also dealing with high temperatures. Surging electric demand is leading to growing fears of power outages. California is seeing its highest demand ever on the power grid. At last check, though, they have not had any power outages.
They had a power outage in Austin today at the airport. Nobody was flying in or out. Weather here, unremarkable right now.
Still quiet as we look out over the airport. We see some of those clouds trying to build up, and I think we'll see a few more into the afternoon. Let's first start with the satellite picture and radar over top of it. And you can see the bright white clouds that have developed north of San Antonio. That's the area we're watching for more storm development. And look, we're already seeing some storms popping up. We've even seen a few lightning strikes here and there, but stretching from Bandera County over towards Austin, that corridor right there is where we could see some more development, and that is all slowly sliding south. So let's look at the radar here, get a little better idea. And yeah, there are some lightning strikes starting to go there in parts of far northern Komala County and the parts of Kendall County as well. Let's zoom in a little bit closer on these heavier downpours and get you some perspective here on exactly where this rain is at this hour. So just to the northeast of Twin Sisters, east of Blanco, and then now starting to move into far northern Komala County here. So closing in on Fisher and then getting a little bit closer to Canyon Lake, probably here within the next, I'd say, 20 minutes or so. And we can pause this and actually put a track on it and show you where this storm is headed. We just got an update there, but let's say 15 miles per hour, 16 miles per hour. It would make it to Canyon Lake High School at about 12:55. And eventually Canyon Springs by about 1:13. So we're going to keep an eye on this. This is not severe, but we could see a couple strong storms today as we head into the afternoon. All things we're watching. Rain chances today, 20% at 2 p.m. This is for San Antonio. We'll bump it up to 30% chance between that 4 p.m., 6 p.m. hour. That's kind of the corridor where I think our rain chances will be highest. Still keep in mind, not everyone's going to see rain out of this. And after today, rain chances really start to go away. We'll get you another radar update for you coming up here in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Justin. Thank you. Prostate cancer, it's the second leading cause of cancer death in American men, but most men diagnosed with the disease don't die from it. Surgery and some other procedures can cure the disease. However, it still takes a toll on the patient. CNN's Mandy Gaither with new options with fewer side effects.
In the U.S., about 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime, according to the American Cancer Society.
It grows very slow over many years, and most of the time it's totally silent till it's too late.
Early detection offers more options to patients. One possible treatment is surgery.
Traditionally, prostate cancer surgery had risks, and the morbidity was significant.
Those risks included blood loss, blood transfusions, and loss of quality of life. But a relatively new robotic procedure is helping to change that, according to Dr. Jihad Kayuk with Cleveland Clinic.
The main goal is to regionalize the surgery to where the disease is.
KUK says Cleveland Clinic has performed this surgery on more than 100 patients. A robot makes a single incision and goes directly into the bladder, bypassing the rest of the abdomen completely. That means fewer organs are disturbed.
So that's why now patients enjoy much less pain, no narcotics needed, go home within few hours, typically within 4 hours after surgery.
This type of treatment isn't for everyone. KUK says it fits best with patients who have a non-aggressive to moderately aggressive cancer and have a prostate that's not too enlarged. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
After losing 4 straight, the Rangers finally got a win over the Astros. Larry Ramirez will show you how they did it coming up in sports.
A couple of kids walking out of a concert with money in their pockets. The sweet reason a country star refunded those kids' tickets.
Two boys in Maine worked hard to earn money to see their favorite country star perform. And when the singer found out about it during the concert, he refunded them with money from his own pocket. Bo Fenderson and Tanner Hale stacked firewood for 10 hours for a friend, and that person paid him for their work, and they used that money to buy tickets to a Luke Combs concert. Ahead of the concert, the boys made a sign that read, "We made $100 stacking 5 cords of wood, bought 2 Luke Combs tickets. Man, he sounds good." With the help of some staff at the concert, they made sure their signs were visible to Combs.
Y'all made $100, $200, $100 a piece.
Combs stopped the show, and there he goes, digging in his pocket. He handed the boys cash during the concert, refunding the prices they paid for their tickets and paying them for all their efforts.
And look at him, he's signing the cowboy hat too. That's pretty cool.
Okay, well, Luke Combs is walking around with some cash in his pocket, apparently, so that's nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're hoping to go to bed tonight knowing it rained. Rain in our pocket.
There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for it. I can't guarantee you that you'll get rain in your rain gauge, but we are seeing some storms out there. Some of them pretty hefty here in far northern reaches of Komala County. Seeing some lightning strikes here just north of Canyon Lake. This will sink a little bit further south. We're also noticing some development out near Medina. A few showers in Kendall County, although those are beginning to fall apart. There are more opportunities, though, throughout the afternoon. About a 30% chance here in San Antonio. We'll time it out for you once again, coming up here in just a minute.
Okay, so I just got back from Louisiana where it rained 3 or 4 or 5 times a day.
Really?
The whole time I was there.
We're just hoping to get once out of this.
Anything.
Fingers crossed, right? Well, we do have storms showing up on radar. And so there is a chance today as some energy moves in from the north. And we're seeing these storms get a little bit closer. Now, this is the cluster we're watching. Not severe, but they're likely putting down some good rain. We see a few lightning strikes here and there. All in all, this is just a good downpour, but it is shifting south towards Canyon Lake as we speak. And this is kind of the one cluster that kind of sticks out right on the radar. So let's zoom in a little bit closer. And this is just east of 281, so Twin Sisters over towards Fisher. And this is just about to move in right over Canyon Lake here within the next, I'd say, 5 minutes or so as this gets a little bit closer. So we'll zoom in here. It's almost to FM 306. You see Fisher there along FM 32. That's where some of the heavy rain is. And then also as you get back to the west, a little closer to 281, seeing another pocket of heavy rain there. And this should, again, be right over Canyon Lake here within the next few minutes or so as it continues to move off to the south. You can expect maybe some gusty winds with this and also some lightning strikes as we showed you. There are more storms developing up near Austin. And we've noticed a few here in Kendall County, also in Bandera County, a few quick pop-ups. Now, these haven't had as much success. They tend to build up and kind of fall apart. We'll see if a few more of these will hold together. But right around the city or town of Medina, they are seeing a little bit of shower activity right along Highway 16. And we'll zoom back out here. Nothing here around San Antonio. So things are quiet for now, but we'll watch this cluster and some of that energy as it gets a little bit closer to us this afternoon. There's a look at the almanac for today. So far, we've made it up to 88 degrees, and the low this morning, 75. The record is 100. Don't think we get there this afternoon. In fact, we'll be in the mid-90s, so it'll still be hot, but not that hot, thankfully. That was set back in 1912. So There's a look at the big picture here across Texas. You can see the showers and storms in that cloud cover building with that little piece of energy that's working through Texas. And this will move through early afternoon, and I think by probably dinner time, we're starting to see some of this shift out. I mentioned the threat for severe weather. It's low, okay? On a scale of 1 to 5, we're talking about a 1 here, but some gusty winds, maybe some isolated hail. Can't rule that out just based on what we're seeing out there at the moment. So as we look at the forecast here, go forward in time, this is around 2 o'clock, still showing some of those pop-up storms, 20% chance here around San Antonio. We'll bring it up to 30% chance, 4 or 5 o'clock. We'll need to watch the evening commute. As the kids get out of school today, there could be some storms around. And then by 6 p.m., still a 30% chance of rain. Some of these storms may be pushing south of San Antonio. But even around 8, this model is still showing a few leftover isolated showers and storms before things really die down as we head into tonight. So 94 degrees, the high temperature today. It's still going to be a hot one, and we still got quite a bit of humidity out there, especially at the moment. Temperatures fall down into the 80s and eventually 70s by tomorrow morning. And there is the scene outside. We're at 88 at the airport. And temperatures starting to see some 90s out there. Kerrville, New Braunfels, Gonzales. Upper 80s here around Bexar County, and that feels like number already up into the upper 90s, in some cases close to 100. Feels like 97 right now in New Braunfels. Helotes reporting a heat index close to 100. I don't know if it's quite that high, but it is hot and it is sticky out there. So beware as we head into the afternoon. So here's the forecast. 95 tomorrow, 10% chance of rain. That's it. So today's kind of our day. And then after that, it is a lot of heat as we head towards the weekend. Maybe some lower humidity by the afternoons, but all in all, this is a more summer-like forecast throughout the rest of the period here into next week. We'll be right back.
We are now roughly 1 month into the high school volleyball season, and 4 teams have risen to the top of the District 27 5A standings. That includes a resurgent MacArthur program. KSAT 12's Andrew Seeley was at their match last night, and he has more.
Well, MacArthur certainly has something rolling on the volleyball court. The Brahmas have ripped off 3 straight wins since beginning District 27 5A play last week, and that includes Tuesday night's sweep of Edison at home.
It feels good. It's just a team effort. We work so hard in the gym. MAC is pretty much just a family thing, and so everyone supports each other, and it just feels good to win with all these girls.
The gym was rocking all night long, and the Brahmas fed off of the Blue Crew's energy in crucial moments. This just days after the MacArthur football team won their first game in 3 years. It's clear there's a lot of momentum on campus.
Support everywhere. Everybody is so excited. It's a lot different than last year. Everybody's more pumped for sports. Everybody's coming out. That's why our crowd was so big. So we can't wait for the years to come.
There are 3 other undefeated teams in 27 5A play, and 2 were in action on Tuesday night. Highlands moved to 4-0 with a convincing sweep of Jefferson. And after 2 straight wins over district opponents, Burbank stepped out of district play to take on Southwest for the 2nd time this season. The Dragons took this one in straight sets, but the Bulldogs will return to district play this Friday, starting a string of back-to-back-to-back games against Alamo Heights, Highlands, and MacArthur. So we'll see how 27 5A shakes out over the next few weeks. For KSAT 12 Sports, I'm Andrew Seeley.
Thank you, Andrew. The WNBA, Sue Bird's great career came to an end last night after Seattle lost at home to Las Vegas 97-92 to drop that semifinal series 3-1. Aces Chelsea Gray stepped up in the final minute with 5 straight points to help seal the deal for Las Vegas. And Sue Bird became emotional on the court as the fans showered her with love one more time.
And of course I'm sad, but there's happiness too, to be able to have a moment like that with the fans, to have them chant the way they did. I know the tears don't look like happy tears, but there's a lot of happiness.
She has a fairy tale career. I mean, one that kids dream of. She got to live it. She lived it out loud, and her thumbprint on the game is forever etched in. So
Becky and the Aces will face either Connecticut or Chicago in the finals. Turning to baseball, Rangers at the Astros, bottom of the 7th. Framber Valdez pitching with 2 on and 2 outs, and he throws a wild pitch that hits by the catcher, and Corey Seager comes in to score the final run of the game. Rangers win 4-3, snapping a 4-game slide against the Stros, and these two will close out the regular season series tonight.
I think the Spurs are paying attention that Becky Hammond has her team in the finals.
I'm sure they know, yes.
Think they figured that out? All right, Larry, thanks.
All right, we got Mike and Fiona stepping it up for this Wednesday.
Yep, grab those party hats and those streamers because guess what? It is SA Live's birthday week.
And everybody loves cake, but what happens if you take the cake out of the pan too soon and it hasn't cooled and it falls apart like this?
Or maybe you have some leftover birthday cake. All right, well, Amaris, of course, Garcia, owner of Glamorous Cakes, is here. What can we do?
So we take this repurposed cake scraps and we can put it in a cake jar, add some frosting, and it becomes a cute little party favor, something you can share with the kids, something cool and unique for birthdays, or just a quick snack so nothing goes to waste.
And she custom makes cakes as well. Speaking of that, your birthday, the cake that you have to have, what is it?
Yeah, let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter, and you may see your answer in the show.
Yep. Jen is also selling
mezcal-inspired craft cocktails. Today we take you inside one of the newest bars on the south side. Great vibes. We'll also get a taste of the menu. Stick around. It's right here on SA Live.
Pancakes. We have Mighty Mini Pancakehouse, and Claudia Green is here, and these are cute little things. What do they taste like?
Hi, so I'm Claudia. These are our mini Dutch pancakes. It's our own little version of poffertjes. They originated in the Netherlands. They are lighter, fluffier, sweeter. You don't even need a fuss. You didn't even need anything
We're
on
going to show
it.
you how to make these, dress them all up, a lot more on SA Live.
All right, let's get one last look at the radar here. Still watching that storm that's working through northern parts of Komala County, right around Canyon Lake. That's the heaviest storm we have out there right now, but some new development just north of Comfort. Also noticing a few showers around Medina, and this activity will slowly make its way into the San Antonio vicinity, I think a little bit later this afternoon. We could see some good downpours, some gusty winds with some of this activity, and we'll keep a close eye on the radar for you and let you know what's going on, and keep that KSAT weather app handy. Otherwise, rain chances really go away after today. 95 tomorrow. We get some hot temperatures over the weekend, maybe some slightly lower humidity, but hot nonetheless, guys.
Thank you, Justin.
How can you mess up cake? That's
No.
my question.
No.
You can't mess up cake, right? Even if it looks messed up, just slap some icing on it and go, right?
You can even just like eat it out of the bowl. You don't even need to bake it.
So we'll find out more about that on SA Live. It starts right
now.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Hello and happy Wednesday. Yep, we are going to be 8. We're celebrating all week long. So this week we are 8 years old, and we are going to cake your day, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Mike Osterhage.
It's still funny every time you say it. I'm Fiona Garcia, not your name. Cake your day. All right, well, like we mentioned, it's our birthday week, okay? And tomorrow's the big day. But, of course, we want to know, what's your perfect birthday cake? Carrot cake is my favorite.
That's good
and my
too.
mom makes it. So that's got to be part of it.
Tell her she needs to do a tasting for us, just in case you're watching, Leslie. Hey, I like chocolate with chocolate icing, I think. I love that. A good rich chocolate cake, Yeah.
Simple
love
but
that.
good. Like
It is. Simple but good, like me, simple. I don't know if I'm good or not. Something.
Just let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. If you've got a picture, share that as well. We'd love to see that. You may see your answer in the show.
You knew she was calling me simple, don't you?
No,
All right.
no, stop it. Okay, the classic birthday cake isn't going anywhere, but there are some other options out there to make someone's big day extra special.
Those pictures don't even look real. That is so perfect. And the lady behind it all, Amaris Garcia, owner of Glamorous Cakes, is here to show us some birthday treats from easy to, as you just saw, OMG. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good to see you. That is so beautiful.
Thank you. It's my almond funfetti cake, so it's 3 layers of almond funfetti frosted with my signature vanilla buttercream, and then it just has like a sprinkle vanilla buttercream on the outside with a chocolate ganache strip.
And that not only is one of the more popular flavors, but that's your favorite as well, one of yours?
Yeah, so I've always been like a vanilla type of girl, but almond is kind of like an elevated vanilla. I call it like bougie vanilla almost. So yeah, that's just, it's my favorite flavor. It's like a nice play on something classic.
Well, you are the expert, the artist at this, but for a lot of folks, if they try and do a cake, it's going to come out looking like this because you take it out of the pan a little too soon, it all falls apart, it's a bunch of crumbs or it's the leftovers, and you're like, what do I do with this? You got the perfect answer, right?
Right, so today we're gonna make cake jars. So we're repurposing these cake scraps, which I like to call them, into something new, fun, and super like multi-useful. So we're gonna take our jar, and yeah, I'm gonna do I do 3 scoops. Okay. Because I don't really like frosting, so I like more cake.
Okay. So that's the great thing is you can tailor it however you want.
Yeah, so if you wanted it all to be cake and just make it, I guess, like a jar full of cake, you can. And then once I get that in there, I just use my piping bag and I pipe a little swirl, like a little layer. And then I just kind of repeat the process. I'm gonna put some sprinkles just to make it extra festive. If you want to, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those are actually like birthday cake kind of Oreos. So trying to hit all the festivities here.
Okay, and a little more on top there.
But the cool thing is you can make it like however you want, so there's no like wrong or right way to do it.
A little bit there, a little sprinkle there,
and then we also have some Oreo halves if you want to like garnish yours with a little Oreo, some sprinkles.
And you said this is your signature buttercream?
Yes, so that's my signature vanilla buttercream. I like to put it on almost everything. I think it just melts in your mouth and it just goes well with almost every flavor in my opinion.
Okay. That's really rich and really flavorful. Interesting too is all of your cakes and everything are vegan, right?
Yes, so vegan means free of all animal products, no dairy, no eggs, no honey, no gelatin. Anything that comes from a living being, it's not in our stuff. So it's completely vegan, great for those with allergies, without like compromising taste, and you still get that same fun decor as a normal cake.
And so you do fabulous cakes and cupcakes, and I love what you did here with the fact that we're turning 8.
Oh yeah, the little mini cupcake cake, yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to order a cake, and you can do just about any design, and we've seen some of the beautiful, oh my goodness gracious, look at how pretty that picture is there on the left. How far in advance do you have to order?
So we usually suggest that people place their order about 2 weeks in advance. Sometimes we can do a week or less, but you know, the more time, the better, just so we do have time to order materials and everything, since we do specialize in custom-made cakes for like big events, stuff like that.
And there is a way to cut that cake, right?
Yes, so it's about like a 7-inch tall cake, taller than usual. All our cakes are about this tall. So we don't do the traditional pie slices. We cut it in a grid type of method, using a cutting board as well. This 5-inch cake will get you about 15 to 18 servings from it, which shocks a lot of people. It's controversial.
Well, the other neat thing too is by doing something like with the little mini cupcakes on there, because so many times, and also the way you're cutting that cake, because you get the mom or the grandma going and cutting these slabs, and it's like, no, I want half of that, and then it all falls apart and everything. But doing it that way with the cupcakes, perfect. I mean, just the perfect amount, right?
I mean, you can always get more if you want a second slice, but then if you get a huge slice and you don't want to finish it, it's like, that's wasted cake, so.
And of course, you were nominated one of San Antonio's top bakeries last year, right?
Yes.
Okay, and featured in SA Magazine several times.
Yes.
Wow.
And you're all self-taught as far as decorating cakes?
Yeah, so I've been decorating cakes for about 3 years now, but we've been in business for about 2. I've always been fascinated with art. I originally wanted to be a makeup artist, so yeah, I kind of just translated my medium to sugar art.
Yes,
And it's a lot tastier than makeup too, so.
Yes, all right. Well, to place a birthday cake order or for more information, all you have to do is head to our website, salive.com, and click on the Ask Scene on SA Live tab.
Amherst, thank you very much. Yeah, the almond cake with the confetti, really good stuff there. So, all right, whether you're celebrating a birthday or just looking for a great place for some craft cocktails, Jen Tobias Strusky is taking us to a new nightlife hotspot in the Mission Reach area.
If you like tequila and mezcal, this place is a must try. It's
one of the newest bars in San Antonio, and we are taking you inside. Now, the owners are combining their love for mezcal with some craft cocktails, homemade syrups, and, well, a great vibe. Let's go get a taste of the menu.
We've gotten a lot of positive feedback from everybody. People seem to love this place. We have so many friends that are referring other friends over here to us, so it's been going really great.
Rebecca Garcia and her husband fell in love with mezcal while traveling the world. Now they're bringing their passion here to the South Side, a bar that has a San Antonio flair.
During the day when you walk in, you could definitely expect to come in and sit with friends, and it's a very chill atmosphere. You can expect to have a wonderful handcrafted drink and try all of our different kinds of tequilas and mezcals. At night, we do have DJs, so you can expect to amp up your party a little bit more.
Hi, my name is Kylie Chavera. I'm the head bartender here at Mas Chingon. First, I'm gonna make one of our fan favorites, always gets ordered here. It's called Komala Flor. So the first step is I'm gonna first start off and muddle some lemon. The muddled lemon changes the whole flavor of the drink, I would say. It makes it just taste 10 times better. I'm going to do a shots of Iligar Jovan. And then I am going to do a shot of Evian Reposado. This drink I would say is more for drinkers that like stronger drinks. You can definitely taste the mezcal and the reposado. Our guava juice is house made, so now we're gonna do a shot of that. Now, for the finishing touch, we are going to do some agave juice. I'm going to mix it. Just complete it. And this is our Komala Flor. And in case you aren't a huge tequila and mezcal fan, I do recommend this drink. It has gin and it's gonna be called La Arena. So this drink is on the sweeter side, my personal favorite. I love my sweet drinks. And so we're gonna start off by muddling lemon. And now we are going to start off by making the drink. We're gonna do a shot of Empress gin. You know, and I wasn't even really a huge fan of gin just because I couldn't find a lot of things to mix it with until we made this drink. And I fell in love with it. And now we're gonna do a shot of limoncello. And we're gonna do a shot of our house hibiscus syrup. And now we're gonna do our handmade sweet and sour. So a shot of that. And now we mix. Double strain it. And this is La Arena.
If you aren't familiar with mezcal, you can also get a flight to taste.
And last but not least, this is my favorite part of the flight. You're gonna have some grasshoppers with it. Hand-picked mezcal flight just for you guys.
I'm so excited I got to get a sample of the mezcal cocktails here at Mas Chingon. Now, if you would like to come out, they are open from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. So come on out and pick one of the favorites that you saw here or maybe something else on the menu. For SA Live, I'm Jen Tobias Strusky.
Was that the creature, the grasshopper, not the drink?
I think it was a grasshopper, was it?
Grasshopper.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if Jen was going to do that. Okay, anyway.
Hope he doesn't drink much when he puts them in the drinks.
Okay, by the way, they're going to be hosting a Mezcal Tequila Festival on October 15th from 5 to 8 p.m. For more information, you know what to do. Head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan that QR code on your screen.
All right, still ahead on SA Live. Birthday parties are better when you make them an all-nighter. How a local company can take a simple sleepover to the next level.
But first, it's going to be a flippin' great day. Why these aren't your average pancakes and how you can get a taste of their over-the-top flavors. That's next on SA Live.